Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Got another tutorial video for you today. This one is called Exchange Poker. If you go back just a couple of videos ago, I did a trick called Exchange Poker, and I had a request to do a video showing how that trick is done. So that's what I'm going to do here. So if you want to, you can pause this video, go back and watch the original, watch the presentation, and then come on back and I'll show you how that trick is done. So the premise of this trick is that I'm playing poker with 4 of my friends. And as I'm dealing out the cards, the spectator can stop me and ask that I switch my hand with any of the other 4 players. And so we'll switch cards depending on who the spectator wants me to switch with. And then I'll continue dealing out the poker hands. And again, the spectator will stop me. I'll switch my hands with whoever they want me to switch with. And we'll keep doing that until I deal out 5 cards to everybody, switching along the way. And after all that, we'll look at all the poker hands, and I will always end up with the best poker hand of the 5. And so I'll show you how that trick is done. So what you need to do to start with is you need to make a stack of 25 cards on top. So what you want to do is separate out the ace through 10 of the 5 suits, of the 4 suits rather, the 4 royal flushes, ace through 10, just like this. And you'll just put one on top of the other. Doesn't really matter what order, but just, so it goes ace through 10, ace through 10, ace through 10, ace through 10. And then on top of all this, you'll want just 5 other random cards. I like to use 5 cards that are pretty low for the most part. So just take 5 other random cards, put those on top, and then put all this on top of the rest of the deck, and you're ready to go. So to start, you can do some false cuts, some false shuffles if you want. Just make sure that that top half of the deck stays in order. And so what you do is, you know, kind of as you're telling the story, you'll deal out 1 card to 4 people, and then the 5th card to yourself. You deal yourself last. And you can have the spectator switch this 1 card with any of these 4. So let's say they want me to switch with this guy here. So I'll switch my card with theirs. And that's just kind of an example. What happens is that starting with the 2nd card, once I deal the 2nd card, I can only switch with everybody 1 time. So the 1st card, the 1st round doesn't count. Starting with the 2nd card, you switch with everybody 1 time. So after you've dealt out the 2nd card, you ask the spectator, who do you want me to switch with? And they'll say maybe this person. So I'll switch with them. And then at this point, I can't switch with them again. I can only switch with the hands that are left. So deal out the 3rd card. Ask the spectator, who do they want me to switch with? Maybe this person. So we'll switch. So these 2 are off limits. Deal out the 4th card. I'll switch with either them or them. I'll switch with them, hypothetically. And then the 5th and final card, and I'll switch with them. So the spectator gets to decide what order you know, I switch with throughout, you know, as I'm dealing the poker hand. And so after all that, you can take a look at all the other poker hands here, and they'll be pretty good poker hands for the most part. I've got, you know, for example, a 3 of a kind here, 3 kings, 3 queens. However, once you look at your hand, you will always end up with 4 of a kind, which will be the winning hand. Which 4 of a kind you get depends on how the spectator switched the cards. So you don't know which 4 of a kind you're gonna get. I got aces, but you will always end up with 1 4 of a kind, and that will always be the winning hand. So what you can do is you can stop the trick if you want to and just, you know, say it's the end right there, or you can do the trick again, and it's a little bit different the 2nd time. So if you want to do the trick again, what you do is you take these hands, just assemble them 1 on top of the other, face up, and then take all these cards and put them on top of yours. And then turn the cards face down. And so before you deal out the cards again, there's a little bit of a shuffle that you have to do. And so what you do is you spread through the cards, and starting with the second card, every second card you want to out jog it a little bit, which is, sticking it out of the deck a little bit. So you do that with every second card. And so as you're doing this, you want to kind of continue to talk, continue to tell the story, talk about how, you continued playing poker and it was getting close to the end of the night. You wanted to do one more poker hand, something like that. Just, you don't want the spectator to pay too close attention to what you're doing. So just make sure you continue to tell the story as you're doing this. Every second card, stick it out a little bit. And then once you're done, take all these cards, take them out, and then put them on top. And then you're ready to go for phase 2. So what you do this time is you deal out one card to everybody, just as before, but this time you don't switch. You deal out the second card, and then at this point, you have the spectator switch. So they can switch with whoever they want. And again, once you switch with somebody, you can't switch with them again. So I can switch with one of these 3, maybe this person here, deal out the 4th card. One of these 2, I'll switch with them. And then finally, the only person left to switch with is them. So a little bit different the second time. You don't switch after the first card, which you do in the first phase. But again, after all that, you can look at their hands. They'll have some pretty good poker hands. But this time, instead of ending up with a 4 of a kind, you will always end up with a winning royal flush. Ace through 10. So again, which royal flush you end up with, which suit, it's unpredictable, but you will always end up with a royal flush, and that will again be the winning hand. So that is pretty much it. That is exchange poker. And again, the trick really just, the key to this trick is that 25 card stack that you set up before you start the trick, and you'll be good to go. So as you're performing this trick, just follow the directions in this video, or you can follow what I did in the performance video. Just kind of follow along, and your performance should look pretty much the way mine did. So a fun trick. I would encourage you guys to learn this one, practice. You can even use real people if you want to. You don't have to use, imaginary poker players. You can do this trick with real people sitting in front of you if you want. Makes it a little bit more fun and interesting. So that is the trick, exchange poker. Thanks a lot for checking it out. I hope it was worth it. And come on back later for more videos. Thanks, guys.